Hello, everyone. Happy Pride. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be here with you guys. I won't lie, I'm like freaking out a little bit. I've got those like butterflies in my stomach, but we're here. We've got our journals and we're ready to craft. So I'm really excited. I hope you are too. Why don't we go ahead and just start? Like, I know I see lots of people kind of shouting out, saying hello, but like, tell me where you're coming from. And tell me, why don't we just start with a little question. Tell me what you are super excited about this June celebrating Pride Month. Like, what are you doing? Are you doing something fun? Are you being an ally? Are you celebrating yourself? What are you doing? And what are you most excited about? Because I just want to know what everyone's doing. Personally, we haven't actually done that much. I don't know if that makes me a bad LGBTQIA, member, a gay person, but we've definitely been, buying all of the queer things. And I've just been really excited to see like rainbows everywhere. I just kind of, not to get too serious right from the get-go, but I remember being young and like afraid of who I was. And I just think that if I had the like flood of rainbows and the like open discussions about being queer that we kind of get to hear now, I would be really just like, I would feel more safe. And so I just want to see what everyone's doing. My hubby is recuperating surgery. I'm excited about his recovery. That's awesome. By attending a local Pride event, yes, support your local, your Pride organizations, your local queer organizations and businesses. I love that. Wearing my Pride button, I had to rep the, some rainbows in my clothes too. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. Today we are junk journaling. And if you don't know, junk journaling has a huge following online. And what you do is you take the world around you and you make these journals out of what literally people would call junk. I mean, people have made journals out of like cereal boxes and newspaper clippings. We're kind of making it our own today. We are using our journals and things that we might already have as like crafters and planners. If you're a planner like me and you've seen my Instagram, I've always got a notebook and a planner lying around. So we're kind of making a hybrid of like junk journaling and art journaling together, which is just my own thing that I got from Jerica Plans, who's another person in the planner community. So I hope you guys are excited. I don't want to hold off too much, but like, why don't we just go ahead and get started? Lindsay, are we ready to switch over to our, oh man, you did that so fast, Lindsay. I imagined it was going to take longer. Okay, so where are we going to start? I think I'm going to start by getting that out of the way. And I'm going to start by using my mild liners that I just completely ruined the perfect rainbow. I have the brush pen set that I'm using today, which you can get at Michael's, which I thought was really cool. And I'm just going to outline like my colors because like I said, I'm a planner. So I think it would be good to have a little bit of a plan of what my spread is going to look like. You don't have to be super precise with it. If you are that kind of person, sure, pull out a ruler and like make some nice straight lines if that's your thing. But I'm really just gonna kind of like, that looks like a good red section. And then of course, I'm gonna go down the rainbow. We've got some orange here maybe. And these aren't like definitive lines. Like we're not going to completely, follow this perfectly because what is a plan without a little bit of flexibility built in? What color am I on? Red, orange, yellow, R-O-Y-G, green. Okay, we got it. Okay, for you guys that don't know, I'm also a teacher. And before I was a teacher, I was a substitute. And one of my first jobs I ever did was I subbed in an art classroom and I was reading the assignment that I was given and it said, oh, have the students use primary colors to create some art. And I sat there for like 10 minutes and Googled what primary colors were because I completely forgot, y'all. I was really like, what are primary colors and how do I tell kindergartners what primary colors are? But luckily I found that they had a color wheel and I was pleasantly reminded what a primary color was. So don't shame me as a crafter for not knowing what primary colors are. But here we are, we've got like a little bit of an outline. So each of these for me is going to kind of be like a little section of just like items that are going to fit that kind of color palette. The reason why we're using the rainbow color palette, one, it's fun and it's beautiful, but it's also Pride Month. And the rainbow was actually founded as a symbol for the LGBTQIA plus community in 1978 by Gilbert Baker. Gilbert Baker was a queer man in San Francisco, and he was working with Harvey Milk, who was a politician, I believe. Don't quote me. I did a little bit of research before this, and he wanted something to unite the queer community. And so they worked together and they came out with the Pride flag, which originally had 8 colors, but due to production issues, they took away 2 colors and kind of came up with the Pride flag that we see today, which we know has now added the Progress triangle, which has the trans flag colors as well as the black and brown stripe, which represents the struggles of people of color in the community. So although we're not using those colors, we know that they're very important, and we love, having them in our community, especially me, this melanin is very beautiful, okay? Let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm gonna start with yellow today. So really what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fill this yellow space up as much as we can with just yellow things. Like I've got some papers here that I think I'm gonna pull from, some like random little, just like yellow sheets. And of course, if you went out and bought some stuff, that's great. But also if you've just got stuff lying around the house, like what yellow things do you have, I think that's kind of like the beautiful part of junk journaling for me, has been that I can take the scraps of everything that I'm using and just kind of use it. I feel like, I don't know if you guys as crafters, you can let me know in the chat, but oh my goodness, what am I saying? But as a crafter, you kind of have all these random little things that just kind of, you're like, oh, I'm gonna save this and I swear I'm gonna use it later, and then you never ever use it and it sits in a drawer and it just like dies, or that's where it lives for the rest of its life. Well, junk journaling is kind of a way that you can use those little scraps. I think I'm gonna do one more. Why not? And I'm just like ripping this thing to shreds. But if you want like some crisper lines or something, if that's more your thing, you can totally like use some scissors or something to make it a little bit cleaner. But for me, I'm just like, let's just like throw up in craft materials all over the page, because why not? I think it's a lot of fun. And I'll clean up these edges too. So if I have a little bit of piece that's not staying, I can just get rid of it really fast. And I'm using the Tombow, what is this called? A glue tape. So it's just like glue tape. And that's what I kind of mostly use whenever I'm junk journaling. And when I cross over a line like this, what I like to do is push it back and then just push it down. See, this is my previous project. That was my inspiration. And that kind of can help. And then we can cut it off. But raise your hand if you have a craft project of scraps and things that are just sitting there waiting for you to use them, because you're going to use it one day. Let's see, now I'm in a sticker book and I'm just looking for like yellowy things to kind of help fill up the space, which I don't know if this sticker book has a ton of yellow. It has a lot of orange, if I remember, which I guess that could work. We could kind of take this orange sticker, it says Hello Sunshine, and put it in here like that, which I think is really cool. And then I've got another Recollections sticker book, which like, I know Lindsay and I were talking before this, but we've all got these huge sticker collections. And I don't know, I feel like some days I can never use a whole sticker sheet. And then I start saving things and I'm like, I just want, I want to have it just in case, there's going to be the perfect thing for it later. And so this is a great way to use those stickers. And this one isn't the perfect color, but who cares? Who cares? It's junk journaling. It's yours. It's whatever you want it to be. And see, okay, I don't know if you guys noticed, but this page is absolutely not sticking down for me. And so I said, whatever, I'm going to put a sticker on it. Because if I could put a sticker on all of my life problems, that would be absolutely phenomenal. And maybe one more over here, if I can get it off, would be great. And maybe some washi, I don't know. What's going on in the chat? Maybe just leave it there, sorry. Y'all, I have my husband here and he's gonna help kind of me do some tech and just make sure that well, Lindsay's got the tech. Don't get it twisted here. Lindsay's doing a great job with that, but he's gonna help me make sure I'm engaging with the chat.
I have a couple questions.
Okay, go for it.
Sorry. Cynthia Velasco asked, how often do you junk journal? And hi, everyone. I'm actually going to be right back while he answers that.
Okay. So how often do I junk journal? It depends. Like I remember I was like in a Moxie Life planning system, and one of my goals that month was to really like get in touch with my planner, or get in touch with like my artistic side. And so I was trying to junk journal like every week. And honestly, like I'll call myself out. I have enough materials and things set aside that like I could do that. So I was junk journaling like once a week for, it was like, I think February, but then things kind of died down and I wasn't feeling as creative. So like, it was about once a month then. I also kind of use this as like a memory keeper. This may not work. It worked earlier, but it's fine if it doesn't. But I also use this as a memory keeper. And so sometimes the junk journaling spreads, like I put like the invitation that I got at like a party or something down. And we kind of go from there. Let's see, green. Let's see, what did I do last time? Oh, I used a bunch of washi. So let's use a bunch of washi in this spread. So I've got some green, different, just like colored washi, and I'm gonna go in with that and start filling up this green space. And like I said, if you want to use a ruler, you can, but I'm just gonna use my finger and kind of just make some rough cuts, and it's gonna be practically imperfectly perfect in every way. What's that quote? I don't know, from from Cinderella. Is that what it's from? Who knows?
I Am Lee asked, what made you have all these ideas to do this as a junk journal?
So I was inspired by Jerica Plan. She's a friend of mine. She's also a planner. She's a lover of all things washi tape. And she actually does the exact same kind of art that I'm doing here, which is like this hybrid of like an art journal and a junk journal. And so I saw what she did and I had so many journals lying around. I was like, you know what? This is like absolutely perfect. This is what I'm gonna try this out. And so from there, I did go down the rabbit hole on Instagram, or not Instagram, YouTube. Raise your hand if you've ever been personally victimized by the rabbit hole that is YouTube, because I have spent so much money going down the rabbit hole of YouTube and like discovering a new type of like art form. Recently, I got into inking because of the YouTube rabbit hole. But so yeah, I went down the rabbit hole of junk journaling and I found the like community that's using like cereal boxes and newspapers and, you know, spare pages of books to make these really amazing spreads. And like I said, that wasn't quite my thing, but this little like art journal, junk journaling hybrid was definitely more my style. So I just started, I went for it. And like I said, I have so many journals, so it wasn't going to be a big deal if I ran out of if I, you know, messed up a spread in the journal. I'm going to hold off because these little things that I used last time are not sticking very well. But I found just some like random items in different sections of Michael's that I thought would be fun to try to use. Like I think this like actually was in the gardening section. So I think it's really cool that junk journaling can kind of come from anywhere, but I will warn you now, if you use like really thick things like this that have some body to them, your journal is going to get very thick very fast. Yeah, we're just gonna take that out because it's not working. Like if you look, that's one spread right there that's like making the page this thick. But if you're using mostly like papery materials like the washies and stickers, you'll see a little bit of growth, but you won't see as much as what I did today. So just something to think about when you're junk journaling.
Pam Zeiss says the quote is actually from Mary Poppins and it's practically perfect in every way.
Thank you for calling me out, Pam. We had to get that right. We had to put some respect on Mary Poppins' name, okay? Now my question then becomes like, okay, old Mary Poppins or new Mary Poppins? Did anyone watch the new one with Emily Blunt? Yeah, that's who it is. I don't actually think I've seen it, but I know it has Lin-Manuel Miranda in it, and he's, amazing. So, oh, look, they have these cute little like quote pages. So maybe we'll put some of these in here too.
Yes. I Am Lee also asked, do you have a YouTube channel? And if you do, they'll subscribe.
So I actually don't currently have a YouTube channel, but if you hop in my DMs on Instagram and tell me that I need to start one, maybe I'll do it. Right now, I'm mostly on Instagram. I am on TikTok, but there I mostly show my teacher content because like I said, I'm also a teacher. So follow me there and let me know that I need to start a YouTube channel so that I do it. Oh my goodness, I thought I used orange. Y'all, I'm partially like colorblind. So sometimes I get like really close colors mistaken for one another. So if you see me starting to put colors that don't match, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Actually, you can tell me since this is like a Michael's collaboration. It's probably important that the colors are right. So I think I'm good there in Greenland. I probably could fill up the space some more. Maybe I'll come through with my like mild liner later and like fill in some of the space if I don't want the white space. But I'm gonna go ahead and move on. ROYG blue. Okay, this is something I'm really excited about. So this is a napkin that I like definitely bought at Michael's, but I've saved napkins from like restaurants and like parties that I went to where they had like a really cool like design on it. Like I did a spread one time that had like a rainbow napkin and I saved it and I used it in a spread. So I'm gonna use a napkin, and I just encourage you, like I'm enabling you to save every single scrap that you own for the rest of your life, because you never know when you could literally just use it as part of ROYG blue. I guess I gave myself a lot of room for blue. That's fine. But I'm enabling you to keep every single scrap. And so now you're going to be keeping like random pieces of like receipt paper and things like that. And your spouse is going to be very angry with you like mine gets with me. But you're going to say, it's for the gram, it's for the art, it's for the junk journal.
It's for you.
Sure, why not? We can cover this up later if we don't like how much room it's taking. But
Jen Cabrera asked, Danny, if someone was just getting into junk journaling, what do you recommend for basic supplies?
Basic supplies for junk journaling. I'm assuming that you're already a crafter and you probably have you already probably have like stickers and things like that you can utilize. But you definitely will want, like, I think this Tombow, like the glue tape runners are a given just because it makes everything so easy. I've tried some other gluing things and they don't work quite as well, but obviously I'm having a little issue today. So if you guys have recommendations for better gluing materials, I would definitely take it. But I think this is like kind of where I would start as far as gluing goes. I mean, definitely get you some, some mild liners and stuff for color. And of course, you'll need a journal of some kind. These are very nice journals. I want to say the paper was 80 pound. I definitely did not save it to be for certain. But the stronger the paper, the heavier the weight, the less it's going to bleed through and the more it's going to be able to hold. So you'll definitely want some of that 80 pound paper so that you can do whatever your heart desires. Ooh, glue sticks. Ooh, and barely art glue. Those are great ideas. I'm gonna have to save that and try it later. Ooh, why don't we do, oh Jesus, I just ripped a sticker, y'all. Should I still use it?
Yes.
Okay. It's ripped, but it's fine. You'll barely notice. This one's kind of green, so we might just put it in kind of greenland area, which is fine. But then we should definitely get a blue one.
Oh, we
out.
have a raised hand, I believe, from Erica Wise. Does that mean she has a question? Or is that just a hello?
I don't know. Ooh, do you junk journal from the front or back of the journal or random? So I definitely do. So I won't lie to you guys. Like I have another journal going on. This is the one I wanted to use specifically for the collab with Michael. So here I am definitely in the middle, but in my other journal, I definitely go front to back, mostly because it's kind of like a hybrid for me where I'm using, okay, these are definitely green and not blue, but it's fine. Who cares? Who cares?
It's like a teal.
Yeah, it's teal. It's a mixture. I definitely junk journal from front to back, mostly because it's almost like kind of like a diary. So like, you know, in the earlier sections, it's January and I was talking about the new year. I definitely did a spread for like my goals. And then going on into the year, like I have a go wild, I'm trying to think, like I have a go wild spread and things like that. You can see my other journal on my Instagram when you give me a follow. You've definitely inspired me. I will do a flip through of that journal after this. So I will definitely do a flip through of that journal on my Instagram. So follow me at Danny Plans It and I will show you that journal. Because that thing is thick, y'all. Like when you see it, you're gonna be like, dude, how do you even do that? Yeah, that wasn't very good. Oh, well, we can cover it up with something else. That's my motto in life. I really like this little washi strip in here. We're gonna try to use it. I don't know what it's gonna do. Maybe we'll come here at the bottom.
Ooh, Jen has another great question from Jen Cabrera. Danny, do you try to keep your journal upbeat or do you feel it reflects your emotions day to day?
Oh, girl. I actually don't keep it as upbeat as you would. I do keep it very upbeat. I mean, because like I like to journal things that I'm happy about. But getting a little bit serious, I had a really kind of traumatic event happen at my school a couple months ago. And I was talking to like a counselor about that event. And when they found out that I was like I journaled, that I like to do stuff like this, they told me that I should consider journaling about it. So I printed off a photo of something that mattered to me. And it wasn't as junk journally as this, but I did journal about the event and I used kind of my journal to help me kind of think through that and how I was feeling. So I do junk journal for both of the happy events like Pride and through some of those more difficult times. So thank you for asking. That was actually a really great question. We're gonna try this. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try this butterfly because I really want to put the butterfly in the spread. So I'm just gonna glue her up. Who knows if this will work? Right here. Ba-bam. Oh my goodness, I love the butterfly. Okay. Next, we have purple. Let's go to purple now. Purple is actually my favorite color, you guys, which is really awesome because my fraternity is also purple. The main colors of my music fraternity that I'm in. You never thought you'd hear that Danny Plans It was in a fraternity, did you? But it was a music fraternity, so it was a little bit different than like, you know, the fraternities you see in like all the movies in college. So purple is my favorite color.
Yes, we got 2 people. Hey, let us know in the chat what your favorite colors are.
Thank you, Jonathan, giving us the engagement, keeping it real. Let's see, I have some really pretty flowers, but it's getting kind of messy over here. We were talking about crafting before this, and we decided that if your craft room doesn't look like a tornado went through it after you crafted, are you really crafting? I mean, you are, you're just not crafting the Danny way, because my space always looks like a tornado went through it, which is why we had to buy a desk, because Jonathan is very type A, and he was not having it that I was just leaving my junk materials everywhere in the house. And so he was like, no, we're buying you a desk and it cannot leave the desk. So it does, those materials do not leave
Other
the desk.
plug for Michael's, he loves his craft carts that he now owns.
Yes, I now own 2 of the infamous planning carts, as we like to call them, which I'm pretty sure that is not the name. And I would be willing to bet money that they never guaranteed it to be for planners, but I have 2 of them. So I have this big one that I think he's going to try to show you on this other screen over here, but I think they can, this is the big.
Yeah. Okay.
So go on my Instagram and I will show you my crafting cart. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Those quotes. We need another quote here. Let's go over here. See how chaotic this is, y'all? It's fine. It's fine. Oh, look at the little smiley face.
We got a lot of teals and yellows. Periwinkle, that's a very specific shade. Sorry.
No, I love that. No, specific.
Gray. Ooh, unique.
Monotone. Okay, if you love gray, tell me the truth. Have you ordered the zebra neutrals yet? Because I haven't, but I feel like I need to. Okay, are we really gonna, what are we doing here? Why not? It's fine. It's a little, there we go. And I have 3 cards for Michael's. Oh my goodness, I love you.
Cynthia said she loves neutrals, but she also loves bold pops of color.
Oh God, what am I
And
doing
she
here?
recommends that you buy the new set.
Buy the new set.
Oh,
Period.
yes.
See, I found another sticker that I really like, so I'm just gonna add it here. Okay, let's move on to orange. Yes, orange. What am I doing? Should I do paper or let's do washi? Since we've got this like yellow sparkly bit, I feel like we don't need to do another sparkly bit over here. At least not for orange. Ooh. Oh no. Your entire pouch of mild liners. See, I've seen some of my friends who like have kids, because I don't have kids, but I do have a dog that does like to eat washi. So that is a problem that we have at our house. So, and they try to give their kids their mild liners. And the first time I saw that, I literally gasped. I was like, you need to just buy them their own pens, buy them some of their own. Don't let them have yours, because I can't imagine the loss that I would feel if someone ruined them. I don't even like to let Jonathan use mine. Like we got him his own set of these brush pens, because I was like, no, you can't keep taking them from my cart because you don't put them back where I want them to be put back. And that just makes me angry. Okay. Some more orange. Let's go hunting for some orange, y'all. Okay, I have another question for y'all. Are you silent crafters, or do you like to listen to music? Because I don't know, I feel like those are 2 different vibes, you know, where you're crafting for like the solace of it all, or if you're crafting like to make your own little party. I think I'm definitely the, and what we'll do, we'll add a little extra glue here since this tape is not wanting to work for me.
Kyla asked for your opinion. What
Okay.
is the best way to store your mild liners?
What is the best way to store your mild liners? So my brush pens, they actually do stay in the package that they came in. I haven't found a home for them yet. On my planning cart, I bought like one of the cup attachments, which is a relatively good size. And that actually holds all of the normal the normal mild liners that you see, you know, the ones that have the chisel tip and then the fine tip on the other side. So that's what I do there.
I see a lot of people saying that they like music, sometimes audiobooks.
Ooh.
Podcasts are also something that Alyssa M recommended.
Like Planners and Wine, the greatest planner podcast that ever walked the earth. Yeah, check out Planners and Wine. Shameless plug for my friends over at Planners and Wine. We're just gonna have a lot of yelling in the orange section because apparently that's how I'm feeling today. So we've got Hello Sunshine, make your own magic, get it done.
I scrolled a little too quickly, but someone said they do enjoy watching other crafters on YouTube.
Okay, while you're crafting, that's a good idea. I've definitely done that with a couple of like planner videos where I'm watching someone plan or like show off a new set of like mile liners or some other, you know, pen or something. So I've definitely done that before. I also am an entertainer myself, so I just sing the whole time. Drink more water. There's a sticker that reminds you to drink water. When they say that there's a sticker for everything, y'all, they are not kidding. Okay, there is a sticker for literally every single thing.
Alyssa M asked, what was your planner podcast recommendation?
Oh, it's Planners and Wine. Okay, and I do have to say, like, I've been following Planners and Wine for a long time. I'm actually a moderator for their Facebook account that they have, and I actually host their spinoff podcast, which is Reality and Wine. So, like, you know, this is a shameless plug, and I'm affiliated with them. I don't know. I'm just so you know that I'm being honest with you. But I love it. I think it's one of the best podcasts out there, and they keep it real. They keep it raw.
How did you find them?
How did I find them? You know, honestly, on Instagram, they just kind of popped up one day that there was like a collab episode in 2020. And so I looked them up and I followed them. And it's been like that ever since. I haven't stopped. I joined I listened to them for about 6 months, and then I joined their Patreon at the beginning of 2021, and the rest is history, y'all. It's been awesome. I got to support them at Go Wild when they went to Go Wild for a planner conference for planners and crafters. I think it's mostly planners, but planning is crafting. You know, for me, when I plan, I'm also crafting. So I have another paper flower here. We're gonna try and see if we can make it work. If not, you know,
I'm rooting for you.
I know. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna try. Maybe if I put the glue on the
Can you show
page.
them your first attempt at it?
Yeah, I'll show you guys both spreads at the end once I get there. Let's see.
Do you think that junk journaling says or reflects a part of your personality?
Do you guys see this spread? This is me. Okay, it's obnoxious, it's crazy, it's chaotic, but it works, you know? So I definitely think so, which is kind of funny because it kind of says something, I think, about my journey in like the planner community and being a crafter, because I used a planner when I was in like middle school, high school, and I could never make it work for me. And so it never worked. It always ended up like half of it got used. It never was functional. But then when I discovered that you could make art with your planner or make art out of and make it functional, that's when it started working for me. So that is kind of my journey in the planner community, is realizing that like I can have this, I can have my cake and I can eat it too. I can be crazy and wild and make these crazy obnoxious like spreads, but then I could also be organized and get something done, which is why we had a plan, but now we're being flexible. So I'm going to move on, I think, to our the printable part of the project. So I gave you guys, I believe, 2 different sizes, I could be wrong, of my slogan that I use in my Instagram channel a lot, which is fierce, flawless, and fabulous. realizing that, you know, the things that we do every day are the things that make us fierce, flawless, and fabulous. So I gave you guys these that you can print out and color if you want. And then I am going to fit these cutouts that I have into my spread here. So I'm just gonna kind of map out where I think they could go before I color them. So like maybe fierce could go here. Flawless maybe could go right there if we could get it all to stick. And then fabulous, I think, is going to definitely have to go here. And so now that I have them kind of mapped out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my mild liners to kind of follow the color pattern of each of these words and then glue them into my page, which if that doesn't make sense, I'm sorry, it's going to make sense once you watch. So let's start with fierce here. It's kind of yellow turning into green. So all we're gonna do is take like our yellow mild liner, which is the brush pen, which you could use any of theirs, but this is just the ones that I found were the easiest to use.
And Lindsay provided the PDF link again in the chat if you are looking for it.
Yeah, and you obviously don't you don't have to do this, but I think it's just, it was something fun and I wanted to have something special to give you guys. And I don't have a lot of things out or available that say fierce, flawless, and fabulous. So, you know, it's pretty exclusive if you don't, if I say so myself. So you're welcome.
Oh, this is a fun question.
Ooh.
Jim Cabrera asked, do I also junk journal? I do not. I think honestly, Danny does it for me.
What? I do it for you. What does that even mean?
Because when I start holding on to like sentimental things, they just kind of build up. And I think that Danny channels it in a much more positive light rather than kind of just holding on to it. And I think also maybe I'm too type A sometimes to let myself feel the movement like Danny does with his art.
I love that. I love that. So one thing I would suggest, I didn't do it here, but what you could do is you could take one of those like Tombow brush pens that's clear. It's just meant as like a blending brush. And you could use these pens to get the color you want, and you could mix and blend out this color a little bit. Those of you that are really into like brush art, brush lettering will understand what I'm talking about and be very good at it. I am not very good at it. I definitely tried it once and completely destroyed the letters. So that's why I didn't do it here. But that's just something I suggest because I think you could get a really cool ombre effect that would work well with your spread. So this is going to be a little orange, a little yellow, a little green.
And while he's coloring that, one of my favorite spreads that he does is when we go to see like a show or a musical together, he'll usually make a whole spread or page dedicated to that. And it's just a great way to highlight the things that we've done together. I think the pandemic really made us focus on like our relationship and like capturing and highlighting and uplifting all of those moments. And so seeing him create those memories as like a keepsake is really nice.
You're gonna make me cry.
Don't cry, you're on screen.
No, I'm not, it's just my hands. And I'm sorry, you guys can't see what I'm doing. So let me put it back up here.
A teardrop might fall on one of these letters.
It's called emotional art making. Okay, you just put the tears on the page and you let them be. You know, I never would have thought that I would be 27 and I'd be back coloring. You know, like I feel like there was a point in my life where all of a sudden I didn't buy any more coloring books and I didn't buy any more like crayons or Crayolas, and now here I am, a grown person. And there's no shame in that. I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody. Like, I think it's awesome. And, you know, I see those adult coloring books with like the super intricate arts. And I'll be honest with you guys, I cannot do that to save my life. I think it's like the type B in me where I just do not have the attention span to color those tiny little things. And I think that's another reason why junk journaling for me works so well, is because like I don't have to be specific, because I've never been one that could do those like art projects that take forever. I actually failed a project in math in like 6th grade. We did one of those projects where you like have to fold all these papers a certain way and then put them together and make some kind of like ball. It was not origami. Maybe it was origami, but it was, I don't know what it was. But I tried and the teacher made me redo the project like twice. And then she finally gave up and just told me that she was passing me, but she like gave me a 70 or something. And you know, we moved on because I just like couldn't do it. It's too much, too tedious, which is why I think that junk journaling works for me. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it too.
Nakia said that she loves those coloring books that you mentioned.
I know it's for some people. So like, I think that's great. It's just like, for me, I don't know. Is anyone else like that? Where it's like too much, the attention to detail is like almost too much. And then you get overwhelmed, because that's like my life.
But what I would encourage is maybe like trying different mediums or like unusual mediums, like a watercolor set could make that a much more enjoyable experience.
Okay.
Boss Queen EJ says, wait until you're 80 and coloring. People of all ages craft.
I love that. Oh my goodness, that makes me so happy.
Erica Weiss said at 41, her favorite thing to do is play with stickers and markers.
Period.
Circle.
Period, queen. We love it. Obviously, we shame nobody for stickers here. I don't shame anyone for anything. And so, as we're kind of getting to the end of this project, you know, your project may look exactly like mine if you have like all of the same materials, and it might look a little different. And I think that's kind of the beauty of junk journaling and of this class, which is why I called it Pride, putting you in your journal, because, you know, we're all unique and we're all special in this world, and we all have things about us that make us special. And I think that those things should be celebrated rather than hidden away. And so, you know, I hope you feel that as you're making this project, that like what you did or what you do and who you are makes you special, and nobody can take that away from you, except for maybe this glue that just does not want to work for me today and stay down.
Erica Weiss
It's
asked,
fine.
do you put a finishing layer on your spreads like a Mod Podge or something?
You know, I don't, but I might have to now that you've said it, because that's such a good idea. It probably really wouldn't work with this one specifically because of these like big pieces on it, but I have some that are, you know, straight up just like paper, washi, and stickers, which would be great. And if you guys want to take a quick look, I can show you guys the other one I did, the one that got all the pictures, where everything worked out for me a little bit differently, but I would be super cool to be able to like put that on there. So
Jen did say, would you be able to show a spread, your favorite spread from your other junk journal that you have?
I'll show it on my Instagram. Follow me at Danny Plans It, and I'll show you on my Instagram what we are doing here.
Melissa mentioned a gel matte medium is good for a top layer.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely have to check it out. I know I've got some green space, so I might really quickly before we, you know, like wrap up, I might try to fill up some of this.
Patty S asked if you might hold your spread up a little bit closer to the camera so it can take up more of the frame.
Let me put my green down and then we'll do that. I'm being a weirdo and I want to fill it up a little bit more. I was like, what else? I think that's good. So that's what I'm going to call it. So you said pull it up a little bit closer. So here is what I have here. If you really don't like the white space, you could always take your mild liners and fill up some of the holes just to make, you know, really kind of flesh out where the color is. But this is my spread, you know, imperfectly perfect as it is, Mary Poppins style, because this tape is not working, but you know, and if you have a better tape than me, you could use that instead, or just go through with a couple of layers, or maybe I should have put the glitter on last, but okay, the glitter is probably my favorite part of this spread. And there we have it, guys. I think that's kind of it. That's all that I have for you today. Before we switch back over to the front camera, is there anyone who has any questions about this part? And then we can like switch to the other camera and wrap up. Lots of thank yous. You're welcome, guys. This was so much fun. Oh, Alyssa, that makes me so happy. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, I think we're done with questions. So do you want to switch the camera and come back over here? Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. I had a blast making this little rainbow inspired pride theme spread, putting you in your journal, you know, making your choices and just making it your own. I hope you had fun. If I went too fast, you do not have to be done with your project. And, you know, I just really enjoyed being here today. Thank you, Zebra, for allowing me to be here. So make sure you go to their website and, you know, check out all of their great pins, like that neutral mild liner set that they have out. I'm literally, it's in my cart. I just need payday to get here so that I can press buy. And of course, Michael's is my crafting store of choice personally. So thank you to everyone. Lindsay, I think I'm about done. Is there anything else we need to add before we go?
That's it. This has been recorded also, so you can find it on the Michael's YouTube channel, and you can find upcoming classes at michaels.com/classes.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Happy Pride Month. Stay fierce, stay flawless, stay fabulous. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the gram soon. Bye.
Happy Pride.